Vice President Mike Pence will play a key role in the nomination process, and we're told he'll interview each of the candidates. We spoke with the vice president at his office overlooking the White House in an exclusive interview. The president said he wants this done very quickly, before Election Day. Can it be done?
We believe that it can, but obviously it'll be important for us to take time to pay tribute this week to a true public servant. We join the nation in mourning the passing of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She paved the way for women in the law, but I know the president is anxious to move the process forward, and we fully expect to make an announcement about the president's nominee to the Supreme Court before the week is out.
You're saying that you have an agreement from the Senate Majority Leader to get a justice confirmed by Election Day?
President Trump believes that he has an obligation under the Constitution of the United States to put forward a nominee for the Supreme Court. There have been 29 times that there have been vacancies since George Washington through Barack Obama. In all 29 cases, the president has made a nomination to the Supreme Court during an election year. And President Trump believes that it's his responsibility and his duty to do that again. The Senate's role is to advise and consent. And we're working already with the Republican leadership in the Senate to make arrangements for the process to move forward.
I want to ask you about one of the frontrunners, Judge Amy Coney Barrett. She's a Catholic, she's a conservative, she's a mom of 7 kids. Are you convinced that Judge Barrett would overturn Roe versus Wade?
What I'm convinced of is that Judge Barrett and the other finalists on the list will interpret the Constitution in a way that's consistent with the great tradition of Justice Antonin Scalia.
She's pro-life.
President Trump has made it clear that it's our objective to appoint pro-life jurists to our federal courts at every level.
Judge Barrett gave a speech at Notre Dame on the 40th anniversary of Roe versus Wade, and she said it's very unlikely that the court will overturn Roe. So why are you convinced that Judge Barrett would restrict abortion rights further?
I just know that Judge Barrett will follow the Constitution, as will all the finalists. The reality is that the Supreme Court in this last session actually rejected a very moderate restriction on abortion from Louisiana, a bill that would only have required doctors in abortion clinics to have admitting privileges at neighboring hospitals.
And on that case, do you believe that someone like Judge Barrett would respect the state's rights on that issue?
I'm proud to serve alongside the most pro-life president in American history, and I know that same standard will be met with his nominee to fill this vacancy on the Supreme Court.
1 week after the election, the Supreme Court will hear arguments in a case on the Affordable Care Act. Do you want a justice who will help strike down the Affordable Care Act?
Well, we've long believed that the individual mandate at the center of Obamacare was unconstitutional.
20 years ago was Bush versus Gore. It went to the Supreme Court. This year, we could have another presidential election that could go to the Supreme Court. Is that why it's so important to have President Trump's choice confirmed before Election Day?
Well, there are many issues that could go before the court, but in the event that questions either regarding mail-in voting or regarding the outcome of the election go to the Supreme Court, it's just one more reason why we owe it to the American people. We owe it to all the institutions of government to ensure that we have 9 justices on the Supreme Court of the United States.
And that nomination battle will now be a central issue on the campaign trail, with both sides using the possibility of a court dominated by conservatives in their appeal to a crucial voting bloc, suburban women. Here's CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Ever since the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, all that President Trump and Republicans have talked about is who will replace her. Knowing that confirmation fights energize Republican voters, especially suburban women, on the issue of abortion.
It is so crucial to have judges that will vote for life.
It's a strategy the Trump campaign deployed effectively in 2016.
You have to vote for me anyway. You know why? Supreme Court judges.
On Election Day, 1 in 5 voters said the Supreme Court was the most important factor in their vote. and most favored Mr. Trump. While Joe Biden knows the suburban women he needs to win will also be motivated by a Supreme Court fight, he doesn't want to let the president change the subject. Today, he focused on the coronavirus.
Due to Donald Trump's lies and incompetence in the past 6 months have seen one of the gravest losses of American life in history.
For Democratic women, there are a range of critical issues that could come before the Supreme Court.
Women's rights, LGBTQ rights, Black Lives Matter, they're all on the line.
And with the justices set to hear the latest legal challenge to the Affordable Care Act a week after the election, it's an especially urgent concern, as Biden said Sunday.
Donald Trump is before the Supreme Court trying to strip health care coverage away from tens of millions of families.
Ed O'Keefe, CBS News, Washington.